Hello, welcome to She Boss Talk. I am your host, Shanté R. Roddy. We are so glad to have you here, no matter where you're tuning in from, whether you're live or you're catching the replay. We're so excited to have you here. We hope you will be inspired and empowered by today's program. We are talking on a new series called Dominate the Decade, the significance for women in this decade, because we know that there is significance for us. There is a unique role that we are meant to play. There are so many things that we're meant to do, things that we're meant to accomplish, missions that we're meant to start and to fulfill in this decade. And so I'm bringing on powerhouse women that are making an impact in the world to really drop some gems for you, right? To tell some of their story of how you can dominate the decade. So that's why we're here. And I am here with one of my favorite people, Kearn Cherry. Hi, Kern.
Hello.
I'm so glad to have you here. Can you introduce yourself and tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
All right. Well, I'm Kearn Cherry, entrepreneur, speaker, event coordinator. I put a lot of conferences together. Mom of three. I've been in the home care business. I have a home care business called PRN Home Care, and we've been doing that for 23 years. I've been in healthcare for 30 years, over 30 years. I'm also the co-founder and director of Success Women's Conference, where we have over 1,000 women in attendance. Some of our keynotes have been Lisa Nichols, an international motivational speaker. Dr. Yana Van Zant was there last year, Robin Roberts, Gloria Mayfield Banks, Cheryl Wood, so we've had a lot of different people come into that conference. Last year we had over 100 speakers as well. And so it's in our 6th year, and this year we're set for September the 11th through the 13th, and it's located in Biloxi, Mississippi. I've also started a new conference, Power Up Summit, which will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana. And so I'm so looking forward to that. I am going to be doing some tweaking, so I'll be re-announcing that soon with all the new things going on in the world. But I'm so happy to do that. And I'm also the visionary author of Trailblazers Who Lead, with over 25 women co-authoring with me, along with guest expert author Cheryl Wood, and forward by Gloria Mayfield Banks. So that's just some of the things I'm doing right now. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Wow. Right. So Kern is a powerhouse woman, and she has many connections to other powerhouse women. So that's going to lead me into my first set of questions is, how significant do you think it is for women to really connect with and lock arms with other women in business in this decade?
So one of the things, most people that know me, they know me as a person that love to connect to other people. It's just one of the things that I tell people: if you're in business or if you're trying to move up in your career, something that you should always do is network, create situations where you can build a relationship that turns into collaboration, because that's where you can really make your gains. Connecting with other people is what aligns you and helps you to move forward. If you're just working in your own space and it's just you can only move forward slow at a time. But when you reach out and connect with other like-minded people, and they don't have to be exactly like you, maybe you two are coming together, you're like, two different people, but when you come together, you make a whole. And it's kind of what happened with our conference, Success Women's Conference. That was a collaboration I did with my friend Dorothy Wilson, co-founder also of the conference. And we came together talking and chatting over some branding, my company branding and stuff. And after talking with her, we came up with the conference. And the first year we had over 540 something, I think is the number they told me the other day. attendees the very first year that we put the conference together. So partnering with other women, locking hands with other women, and you know us women, we do like to talk. We like to reach out to others, whether it's on the phone, on the internet, or in person. So what better way to bring your business or something that you're trying to do it with somebody else, and particularly do it with a woman.
Yeah. So we like to talk. So be intentional. And be
Yes.
strategic in your
Yeah.
relationships and your talking, right?
Yes.
At least I try to be like, how can we take this conversation beyond the surface to a deeper level and see how
Yes.
we can be a support to each other, see how we can make some moves together, make some money together, build wealth together,
Yes.
right? Make an impact together.
Exactly.
And I just don't want women to miss out on that opportunity, because I think it's going to be really significant for us to work together and collaborate if we really want to be significant in this decade and dominate, right? In spaces that we're so often and for too long been underrepresented. This is how we are able to do it and break down some of those barriers and be able to infiltrate some of those spaces. So thank you so much, because I'm a believer and a promoter of collaboration. And I know you're a powerhouse woman. You're doing so many projects, right? And so I want to ask you, what do you think the significance is for women to diversify their business portfolio if they want to dominate in the decade?
So one of the reasons why I brought the conference Power Up Summit was because I felt like women, because women don't tend to leap as fast as men, and that's why I use them as an example. But most of the times we're streamlining one way. We're doing one thing. You know, if I'm a speaker, I'm a speaker. So that's where I'm focused. If I'm a coach, I'm a coach. I'm focused there. Or if I'm publishing, I'm focusing here. You have to figure out how to create other streams of revenue. So when you're thinking, don't think about creating something that doesn't make money. That's number one. You need to focus on things that bring in the income. And then you need to look at the fact that there are many things that you can do that's already in your wheelhouse that you're just not doing, that you need to start doing. And if it takes that you partner with somebody to get that running, then you need to do that. So to me, if you are a speaker, you definitely should be coaching, okay, because that creates another stream of revenue. If you are a coach, you should be speaking. Matter of fact, everybody should be having a speaker platform when you think about it. If you haven't been published or haven't done a book, and trust me, I'm one of those people that I thought I would never get around to doing a book, but that I have changed, and I found that it's a lot easier than I thought. So you should be published, and the easiest way to do that is in a collaboration. So join one of those collaborations. Share a piece of your story. You have many stories, so share a piece of your story. Don't worry about it. If you want to write a whole book, you'll have plenty of time to go back and do that as well. But that will create another stream of income. And then if you go a step further, be the visionary author and create a whole different stream of income. The other thing is you can do is, some of the things that I'm going to be suggesting that people do is get with magazine producers and do your own. A lot of people are getting into that as well. So you got to start thinking beyond just what you think you're good at. You don't have to be great at it or good at it to do it. You just need to partner with somebody if you're not comfortable with it and start doing it. As they say in the Nike world, just do it. So create your other streams of income.
Yes, there's so many income stream possibilities and passive income. So we're not telling you to go and just overload yourself and overwhelm yourself and overburden yourself, but there are literally thousands of passive streams of income. And the more you collaborate, the more streams that you can provide for or create for yourself. And I like that you talk about the book writing, because we were talking about that a little bit earlier before the show and how important it is. Both of us are authoring books this year, and she's leading an effort on one, and I'm co-authoring two. So again, you know, thinking about you could potentially be an author, right? And what books would be great for you to write for your platform and to be able to serve your audience in a new way. And so I really wanted to ask you, because I think that's why I have this platform for women to be able to share their stories. How significant do you think it is for women to share their story, to tell their story in this decade?
Well, it's one of my speaker, I want to say it's Cheryl Wood, that often says that you have a story that somebody else is waiting to hear. That is true. There are so many times that I tell different parts of my story and somebody say, hey, that's where I was. You don't know who you're helping. You don't know who you're motivating. You don't know who you're empowering. You don't know, when you keep a story to yourself, which is in a sense selfish, you know, you're not allowing somebody else to grow. Now, I know a lot of us don't like to think of helping everybody else, but the reality is your story is here to share. I mean, it's almost biblical, because God says he wants testimonies, and your stories are testimonies. You're sharing with other people how you came through something. How many women have suffered domestic violence? And there are a lot of women sitting in silence. How many people have been raped? Nobody telling their story. So you may have that one particular story that relates, that somebody else needs to hear, because everybody that's been through that situation, their situation is different. So you could be touching somebody who needs help. So think about it that way. The same thing as for me as a business owner. I was online networking using this system the other day, and I was talking to a young lady she was talking about, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do all this and keep my job. And I'm like, you don't need to do all of this. You hire people and then you oversee it. But if I wasn't there to share my story and how I have done it, she would have never gotten there. Maybe somebody else would have shared their story. But because I was there, I was able to help her take the leap and get confirmation that that's what she needed to do. So yes, it's very vital that you share your story and create your platforms, and your when you write a chapter in the book, I tell people with my co-authors I'm working with, see your chapter in the book as another platform that you're creating to speak. See the connection. You just did a 2-for-1 when you wrote that chapter in the book. So think about that. So that's why I really think it's just critical that you think about that there's somebody out there that needs to hear something that you've been through in your life.
Yes. So ladies, you need to be writing your story, right? Via a book. And we talked about even like magazines, being on somebody's, if you don't have a blog, get on somebody else's blog, but write your story and then speaking it, right? So having a speaker platform. If you have a book, you need a speaker platform. If you're a speaker, you need a book, right?
That's
And
correct.
these are opportunities for additional streams of income, but they're opportunities for a huge impact. There's somebody's life that you're meant to impact by your story, by your testimony. So many people feel like they're alone, that nobody else understands, that no one else has been where they are. They need your story to let them know that they're not alone, right? Not to lose hope, to keep the faith, right? So your story can be the difference between life and death, right? Between somebody fulfilling their dream or not. So don't sit on your story. Start writing your story and start speaking your story, right? Because there is power in all of our stories and is meant to be shared with others. So because there's someone's life that you're meant to impact. Okay. So with that said, Kern, what do you think the significance is in this decade for women in business? What is the significance of this decade for women in business?
Well, I'm going to tell you, after my conference last year, Success Women's Conference, I took some time to really focus And I rarely do this, by the way. I normally just jump into the year feet first, right? So I took some time to start actually planning and looking and thinking. And I thought about it. I said, this is the year for women to really step out, to really push forward, use the gifts that they have been given by God. Okay? You actually have the time. And look at the season we're in. If you don't see the opportunity to dominate now and to learn, if you don't know how to use social media, if you don't know how to use the different platforms and stuff, now's the time to learn. Because women, we like to communicate. We love being on the phone. We love talking to each other. So what better time for us to dominate using the internet, using the different platforms? Podcasts have become big. Women should be dominating that. We love to talk, right? We love to connect. So perfect platform for us to do that. We should use all the social media platforms. And if you're not on LinkedIn, shame on you, because that is definitely a platform that we should be dominating and connecting to each other. There is no reason why women are so far behind men. Okay, so it's on us now to do that. So this is our year. I say 2020 is our year.
It is.
So now we got all this free time right now. Some of us are stuck at home. So hey, it's time to use it. So I really feel like women need to use their communication skills, which they're very good at, and really start to dominate out in the system. Use these platforms that are digitally driven.
Yes. Yes. Use the platform. I'm with you on that. LinkedIn,
Right.
I think, is underestimated. And if
Ooh.
you're in business, you need to be on LinkedIn and leverage it. And if there's something too, I talked about technology earlier, but if there's something new to you that you don't know, ask, right?
Right.
Learn it, get the help. That's why you have other women. That's why you're locking arms, right?
Yes.
Get the help you need. You don't have to do everything alone. Should you not do everything alone? That's why you have other people, other women that have gifts that you don't have, so that they can fill the gaps. And so if you need to be, and you definitely do, no matter what your business is, you need to be online. You need to be active online, right? So have a presence, be active and in front of your audience online consistently. Okay. And so there's definitely great tools out there, free tools, wonderful tools, that if you don't know how to use them, connect with us. We'll connect you to who you need to know to be able to use them, right? But you definitely want to be in the online space and maximizing that, and especially when in this time, like you said, everybody is home and they're forcibly home. There is no choice. So you have an audience. So we have to get in front of our audience and on a regular basis, stay in front of them, because people have problems. There's a problem that you're meant to solve, but how can you solve it if you're not in front of your customer, if you're not marketing yourself, if you're afraid to get on the camera, if you're lacking confidence? So you have to build up that confidence and get out there. This is just our time to just do it, to take center stage, like you said. So I'm in total agreement with that. And so I wanted to ask you, Kern, if you have like one tip that you would give women of what they need to do to really be significant in this decade, what would that tip be?
One tip, first off.
Or two.
Now you going to my favorite statement. So I'm a big believer in that there's no door that's closed. It may be closed temporarily, but if you are in a situation where either you're being blocked, not being allowed in, whatever it is, my favorite statement is go around back, try another door. If not that, kick the door in. And if nothing else, create your own. This is the time to create. It's the time to be inventive. That idea that you've been sitting on, trust me, somebody else already has that idea anyway. So you might as well go ahead and do it. Don't allow yourself to be trapped. There have been many times that I've thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't, yeah, I should. But the reality is I'm just the kind of person, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. You know, I may figure it out along the way, but you have to do it. Start. Don't wait for the perfect time. So this is the biggest issue that women have. We like to wait for the perfect time. I want to think about it. I want to analyze it. I want to write it out. I want to have the perfect people with me. There's no perfect time. There's no perfect people to work with. Everybody has flaws. And so therefore, because of that, you just have to step out in faith. Don't let fear hold you down. This is the time to walk in faith. We always talking about, hey, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. You got to walk in it. It is time. And I'm going to tell you the other thing I was thinking about as you were talking. Women, if you look on all the internet platforms, so Instagrams, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them, there are so many groups. And guess what? I would probably say a good bit of them, maybe even 90%, I could be overestimating, are started and ran by women, such as your group. You know, these are the times for women to start maximizing it. Use those groups. Use those groups to connect to that partner that you don't know is out there. So I'm telling you, if you don't see it, if nobody let you in, create your own. This is the time. And nobody's going to help you be successful. Success must be taken. You have to take it yourself.
Yes. Get creative, ladies. We're creative people. Get creative. Just do it. I'm so with you, Kern. There is never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be perfect people to work with. Just start. Take this step, right? Just do it and start making connections, connecting with people, asking, making the ask, right?
Right.
If you need somebody on your team, ask who's out there like that has this skill set. Who's out here that would like to collaborate? I do that on a regular basis. I just put the question out there and see who responds, and then go from there. And then if nobody responds, ask again. I think sometimes we're so quick to give up on the process. Like what you don't take no for an answer, right? If you went through the front door, go through the back door. The back door closed, go through the side door, right? Kick the door down. Don't, in this decade, women, I think we need to not take no for an answer.
Right.
It's going to you get a yes. You be determined that you're going to get a yes, that you know that what you have is so great, that you the best at what you do, that nobody can do it like you, and that they need to hear you, they need to see you, they need to know what you have to offer, right? Right? You are important and you are valuable. We have to go in and show up with that mentality, with that attitude. So you need to work on that and build that up, and you need to connect with sisters that's gonna help you get there and push you. Because sometimes we have to push each other. I gotta push you out like the mother bird, right? Pushing their little birdie off the ledge to do it. We have to be there for each other like that, and just know, like, bro, you got it. You got this.
Exactly.
Just go out there and do it. Right? Don't overthink it, because I can overthink, but I'm going to just do it. Right? And I'm going to keep calling. You told me no, or you didn't get back to me. I'm going to call again. And those are people that actually get it.
Right.
Know that. You think these people that got it, they just got it on the one time? Rarely does that happen. The ones that keep calling, right? Because they're not going to give up. Like, I'm not going to give up until I get an answer, or I get somebody to answer this call, or I get an appointment. So you have to be that vigilant.
Right. Exactly. I see that every year when we're trying to book a keynote. I'm like, oh no, I'm not giving up. It's too early in this process. You're going to have to tell me no a few times before I accept that. Oh, you really mean no? Okay, I'll be back next year. No problem.
Right. You know, and no, it's just not right now. Like, I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
No, not now. Right. Yes. I'm coming for you next year. At some point, you're going to be on my platform. That's how you have to be about it, right?
It's as simple as that. And I would encourage women also during this time frame, if you have a lot of downtime, go ahead and check out some of the webinars and some of the virtual things that are happening. I get online now, and I'm a multitasker, so I like to have a lot of things going on. So I may be listening to somebody's video and doing some things online, but it allows me to really start to learn some things that I may not be good at, you know? And so that's one of the things to do, but use the groups. There are a lot of groups out here now, and they all have different purposes. And I'm telling you, you need to use that. And then start branding yourself. People start thinking that you need to brand yourself only when you have a business. You are a brand. You're a walking brand. I don't care who you work for or who you represented. I remember when I used to work for a chaplain when I was overseas in Germany. And he told me one time, he said, when you leave here, you still represent me. You know, so as far as he was concerned, you're part of my brand. So you need to step your game up. So I'm looking at that thinking, we should be creating our own brand. Yeah. And that brand should go beyond us. When people see us on social media, don't use social media just to share your pictures of your family. Use that to put yourself out there as a brand. So if your job doesn't exist like some people right now, you know, you need to have some kind of brand to move from. Promote yourself. Have people see you as a brand, not just somebody working for somebody else. So you got to have the side hustle. Okay. I'm just telling you, if you don't get it, if you didn't understand that before, the time that we're in now should tell you that having a side hustle is a good thing. Okay. And if you're not, for me, I always tell people you can't get rich working for somebody else. So I'm an entrepreneur. That's what I've been most of my life. So I believe that people should have some type of business. You must have some type of business. So women, this is your time. You can start your own business. It doesn't have to be a network marketing business, but it can be. But I'm telling you, this is your time. Do it.
Awesome. Okay, so my last question for you is, what impact would you hope to make in this decade?
I am, as I said before, I'm a true connector. Okay, so I like connecting people. I like connecting people. So not just connecting myself to people, but connecting other people together. And that actually goes along with the fact that I'm also a natural giver. So I want to empower women in such a way to when they leave or they interact with me, they have found something encouraged them to take their life to the next level. You know, whether it's a spiritual thing or whether it's just professionally developing themselves or just encouraging them. I want to make sure that I'm touching lives and that I'm leaving that type of impact on people, that they feel like, okay, she's not just a person who talks, you know, she actually walks the game too. I'm a true believer in if you give, you'll receive, but I don't really give to receive. I tell people all the time, if you're giving with the intention of getting something on the back end, you've already lost the game. Yes. You know, so part of connecting with people, the first thing is to listen and give before them, whether it's giving them a referral, helping them find something, you know, connecting them to somebody else that might benefit them, sending them business, whatever it is. But I believe if you put those things together, connecting and giving, you know, being somebody who's all about helping other people, you will live a prosperous life. You'll never want for anything, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing in the world today. A lot of people are so caught up into what's in it for me. Well, you know, it's unfortunate, but the reality is if you put others first, you will always benefit. somewhere down the road. So it's just, that's me.
That is so good. So thank you so much, Kern, for being here with us. Can you tell our audience where can they connect with you?
Okay, so I'm on most platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, of course, is my favorite. I have to say that. And Twitter. I'm also on YouTube. You can follow me there, Kearn Cherry or Kearn Crockett Cherry, and my company PRN Home Care. You also find my conferences as well: Success Women's Conference and Power Up Summit as well. So feel free to connect with me there, or you can email me, Kern at prnhomecareservices.com.
Awesome. Again, thank you. We thank Kearn Cherry for being here with us. She's dropped so many gems. Thank you so much for sharing your gift. I know you all are going to really enjoy this. Really take your notes, right? Take notes on everything that was said here. I know it's going to inspire and empower and encourage you to really dominate the decade, because that's what we want for you. If you would like to be a guest, we'd love to have you as a guest, right, on our show. Please go to www.shebosstalk.com, where you can apply for a number of different opportunities. We're all about spotlighting women in business, spotlighting you, your gifts, your story, your products, and your services. That's what we're about, because we want you to take center stage. We want to be able to provide you with a platform to really help you to amplify your influence and your impact. So ladies, thank you so much again for tuning in to our special series, Dominate the Decade, the significance of women in business. And know that there's a significance for you being here, right, in this point in time. There's a significance for you and what your purpose is in showing up in this decade. And so until we see you next time, be the boss with amplified impact. Thank you so much. Have a great day.